work. Work was a very important thing. Job was a very important thing. My father was a millinery operator. And during the Depression, making ladies' hats was not a significant income. So he devised a brilliant plan to see us through the Depression, a plan which would never win the Nobel Prize for economics. We moved from the Bronx to Brighton Beach, where they rented a big home, a big house, and sublet the rooms. We ran a rooming house.
Around what time was this?
This was around 1930.
Okay.
And we had this large home with a lot of rooms, and he figured this, that they'd rent the rooms at a slightly higher per space rate, and we would live for free. One small problem with his figuring, and that is if we couldn't pay the rent, neither could anybody else. And my mother wound up running the first settlement house in Brighton Beach. How could you throw these young people out of the street? And so this was my life. I lived among strangers, people constantly coming and going in my house. And I saw the strength that my mother needed. She did all the carpentry, the painting, the moving of the beds, which were made of iron in those days. And she was the doctor, the counselor, the everything to the people who lived with us. And we didn't have a room, my brother and I. We lived in whatever wasn't rented. We moved around. Being born and living through the Depression, while we were never hungry, because potatoes were 25 cents for a bag full. I didn't realize, incidentally, that potatoes were a food group. You could have potatoes in 18 different ways. And that's how we made it through.